Hello, it's Aunt Beck from Aunt Beck's Bakery, and today I'm going to show you how to do this ice cream wall hanging. It's a fake ice cream cone, and I don't have the hook on it right now, but it's made to be hung on a wall. And so I made this one of vanilla ice cream with chocolate chip and a cherry, but you could do another option would be like a mint chocolate chip. Is one of the ones that I sell in my shop. It's missing the chips right now, and the cone is painted pink also, so this one's not quite complete, but it's another option. You can make it any flavor you want. Cookies and cream is another idea, and I've made those before. So and then another thing is, you could, I show you how to do the fake. I show you how to do the half ice cream, but you can make it whole by just following the instructions, but not cutting it in half. Make it whole, let it dry, and then you can get a stick like this, and you can shove it up in the middle and glue it in place. And then you could actually make that a cake topper for a cake like this. So, I mean, that's pretty cute. I think that would make a really great cake topper for a party or a display, window display for a bakery. So lots of ideas, lots of options, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hello, it's Aunt Beck from Aunt Beck's Bakery. Today I'm going to show you how to do a fake ice cream cone wall hanging. So you can put a hook on the back and hang it on your wall. So you're going to need these cone shape styrofoam and a circular styrofoam. I think this is a 3-inch foam ball. They come in 2 packs. Where I buy them, and these also come in 2 packs. You're going to use your hot knife, and you're going to cut both of them in half. And so compared to the regular styrofoam that I usually use, this styrofoam is a lot different, and it's not great for your hot cutting knife. It kind of leaves a lot of residue on it. So, just fair warning, I'm letting you know. This is a different kind of styrofoam. I'm not sure. It's like more porous. You can hear it's crackling. So you cut it all in half, but yeah, so this styrofoam is different. This is the normal one that I use, and texture is completely different. So you cut them both in half, right down the middle. Then you can make 2 ice cream cone wall hangings. Okay, so now you have your 4 pieces. They look like this. The hot knife, you see, it's very messy. So over the last 4 or 5 years that I've had these, I've probably bought this replacement 4 times. It doesn't last that long. You're supposed to clean it off between every use, and I don't always have time to do that. So but I do when I can. And then also I've noticed if you unplug it after it cools off, if you sand the blade down, that also helps to make it last a little bit longer. So it's burning off right now. These can get pretty stinky too, so just to let you know, if you don't have one already. They get smoky, they get stinky, just to let you know. So now you're gonna poke a little hole right here. Okay. And then you're also going to cut a little bit off of this. So it's flat on the bottom. And it'll sit nicely on your cone. Here's the ice cream, there's the cone, flat part. Okay, in the hole you're gonna wanna put a stick like this. I'm gonna cut it though. Be careful, these are really sharp. Please, please be careful. We're using hot tools, hot glue gun, sharp wire cutters. Okay, so you put the little, I'm gonna cut it again. Protect yourself. I'm pretty sure that can cut off a finger, like very easily. If your little pinky finger gets stuck, gets in the way. Okay, then you're gonna use hot glue. Put some hot glue there and put the stick in. Now I'm gonna wait for that to set for a couple of minutes. Okay, so then this is set. Then you kind of line it up. You have to look to make sure it's like lined up and flat, and then lined up this way, and you poke a little hole like that. And then make it bigger with this. And you put it on, make sure it fits, it does. Okay, so then you're just gonna add some hot glue. And stick it together like that. And so since there's a space right here, this one was kind of strange, misshapen anyway. Wherever the space is, sometimes the space is in the back. It's a little bit of a gap. I put more glue. This is the biggest space, so I'm putting it in the front. And then you let that set. So it's all nice and firm. Push it together. Okay. Then afterwards, you're going to get this. This is what it's going to look like. This is all set. See, I put the glue in the back because that was like the bigger of the gap. Okay, so that one's nice and set. And so then afterwards, it's going to look like this. Okay, so you get a, I use foam board. That's what I use for all of my hanging cakes. Keeps it nice and lightweight. You can hang it anywhere. You can hang it, most of these hangings can be hung with like a thumbtack, straight pin. So lightweight, which is great. And you're gonna outline it. sure it's lined up with my camera. There we go. Then I take a razor blade. Be careful. Sharp tools. Be careful. Watch your fingers, ladies and men and whoever is working on this. And you're going to cut it out. Okay? Then you're going to hot glue this onto the back of your foam. So it's going to look like this. Okay? And so when you do hot glue it, just hot glue, hot glue, hot glue, stick it together. Then I put rubber bands and I let it sit there for a while. I usually put 3. So everything gets nice and stuck together. Okay, so I do it like that. I let it sit there for a while. Let all that hot glue stick it all together. After it sits there for a while, you know, like 3 minutes, I take the rubber bands off and then I add hot glue right around where I see, you know, bigger holes. It doesn't have to be solid all the way. You can if you want, but wherever the bigger holes are, I put extra right around the sides. Okay, so now you have your cone and you are ready to put some icing on it. Okay, so now you're gonna ice it with your spackling, and always whip your spackling. Okay. Okay, so I've been making these ice cream cones for a while and I still haven't figured out how to do it all in one step. For me, it takes a few days for all the drying and everything, because you have to handle it. I guess if you put it down on a board and you tried to ice it like this, I don't know. I can't do that. I've tried it. It doesn't work. I have to be able to handle it. So I usually do the cone side first. Make sure you cover all the gaps. So you bring your icing all the way to the side. Just make sure you get into those gaps. You can use your choice of spackle. Okay, so the cone is iced, and also don't forget to do that little end piece. Then I use a toothpick and I make the cone lines. It's diagonal. and then you go back again, but in the opposite direction. Okay, so that's your ice cream cone lines. Okay, and then you're gonna have to let that sit for like a day or two until it dries. Then you're gonna handle it this way, and you're going to do the top portion. That's why this takes a couple of days. Maybe there's an easier way, but I haven't found it. And then also, just to let you know, after it dries, I sand down this to get all these little there's tiny little pieces. I don't know if you could see that, like sticking out a little bit. I sand it before I paint it so it looks smoother. Okay, so we'll do this part next. Okay, so I painted my ice cream cone. I'm sorry, I spackled my ice cream cone. I did the cone part, but then I have to do the ice cream part. So I did the cone, I let it dry. It has to be dry because then you gotta handle it, and you have to put the ice cream part on, the scoop. So it has to dry for a day, at least a day, maybe two. Depends on what kind of spackling you're using. Some of them dry faster than others. And then also, you can make your spackling dry a little bit faster by putting it in front of a fan. That works really well. So I'm icing this part. You want to make sure all the spaces, there's little spaces between the foam board and the styrofoam. You want to make sure you cover those up. And I like a small spatula for this part, but you can use whatever you prefer. Okay, so you always wipe off the excess. And make sure it's pretty covered. You can see those little spots right there. Okay, like that. Then I take a little piece of little cardboard paper. It's not as, it's like kind of stiff paper. You can get it at the dollar store. But thicker is not gonna work. Thinner is also not gonna work. So it's like, you know, like craft, when you're making crafts, like a poster board kind of thing. That's what it is. And you just smooth your icing as much as you can. It bends a little, so. And then you're gonna wanna get some of that off. You can also use like a plastic for this, like an acetate kind of. It's like a thick plastic, works really well to smooth it out. So that's it, it's fully iced. So then I'm gonna work on this one because this one has to dry. And for this one, I'm gonna paint the top because we're gonna make some drips on it. Just gonna paint the top like this. Then I'm gonna get a round tip, writer tip. And I'm gonna make some drips. They're gonna be painted later. But this could be like chocolate. It could be like a chocolate fudge kind of drip. Or caramel. So make it like that. Then I bring it up. Then I start filling it in a little bit. And you want to go all the way up. And then fill it in. Okay, so once it's all dry, everything is dry. So I'm gonna make this vanilla ice cream with a chocolate fudge drip. So I got my colors. This one's ivory. Got ivory and I got Swiss chocolate are my paint colors. So I'm going to do the ivory first. That's for the vanilla ice cream. That nice vanilla bean color. It's the same color that I use when I'm making my any kind of tier cakes that are ivory. And I always use house paint because the colors don't fade. So I get sample sizes. They used to be $4, now they're $6, but they last a long time and they go on really thick. And they don't fade, so works for me. Okay, and then I'm going to take a star tip and I'm going to make a little like squiggly. It's like where the ice cream hits the cone and it kind of overflows a little bit. So I just do like a little squiggle. And that also seals up the seam between the cone and the ice cream. Then I'm going to add the chocolate to the top. I want to put it on nice and thick because I'm going to add some sprinkles. And whenever I add sprinkles, I like my paint to be very thick so the sprinkles stick really well. Okay. And I forgot my sprinkles are out of reach, so I'm gonna grab them real quick before my chocolate dries. Okay, let me get my sprinkles. These are paper. A lot of the sprinkles that I use are made of like a plastic, and I buy them on Etsy. But these particular ones I've been using for a really long time, and I get this, it's confetti sprinkles, and they're paper, and I get them on Amazon. And there's a lot that come in the bag. Lasts a really long time. Okay, then I'm gonna add a dollop of what would be maybe whipped cream with my star tip, and add a cherry on top, of course. Cherry on top of the ice cream. That just makes the ice cream pop a little bit, right? Okay, so then after this dries, I'm gonna actually make that cream ivory color. So it's all just like the vanilla melting over the cone. So this will be, I'm gonna have to wait for this to dry. Like, this is pretty thick, so it's probably gonna take about 2 days before I paint it. I'm gonna paint that ivory. Then once this part is touchable and able to handle, then I'm gonna paint the cone, a cone color, which I believe the cone paint color that I use is called Buttered Croissant. So that'll be just a regular ice cream cone color right there. And then after that's all dry, everything's dry, really, really good, about 2-3 days, then you can put a sawtooth hook on the back so that you can hang it on a wall. And I do that by, I just put the hook there. Let me show you real quick. So you can buy these hooks at a hardware store, and it comes with 2 tiny little nails. And so what I usually do is, when it's completely dry, I put it down on the table and I put the hook there where I want it to be. But then I use a thumbtack and I poke a little hole in where the nails are gonna go. I poke the hole first. It's just easier to do it like that. So then now there's holes in there. Then I put the nails in and I hot glue it behind there. And I push it in, but it really does have to be dry so that you can push it on the table, because the nail and the hook need to be pushed down. And then it'll be ready to hang, just like that. So the hook part is the easy part. All of this takes a little time, mostly time, some patience, and some practice. So I hope you like that tutorial. If you like it, please like and subscribe to this channel, and I will make some more tutorials for you to watch, and let me know if you make one of these. They're fun, they're cute for summer. It's even a nice gift for someone. See you next time. If you liked this video today, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to purchase any of these items, they're on my Etsy shop at Aunt Beck's Bakery on Etsy. And well, I hope you like it. I hope you make some. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions.